So I got my second shot of the vaccine the other day, and that's really exciting, but my arm kind of feels like it's been punched. So I thought, you know what's a genius idea? Wearing a strapless shirt so you don't have to like raise your arm a ton to like put things on. But then what I realized is that it kind of presses right on the bruised area. So if this rides up and I don't pull it down, I know it's supposed to be like it's a down here kind of shirt, but that'll just hurt even more. So it wasn't actually a genius idea to wear this shirt, but I also wanted to wear a neutral shirt because, as you can see by the title, I wanted to do a eyeshadow bingo, so I won't know what look I'm going to do. So I wanted something that could just work with anything, and I wanted to focus on the brand BH Cosmetics because they are really becoming my favorite eyeshadow formula that I have tried. I really enjoy their palettes, the color stories, and just the quality itself. But two of these I have bought recently in the past few months, so I want to get to know them more. And this guy, I just need to get more use out of him because there are a few shades that I don't think I've actually used on my eyes, and that's just ridiculous at this point. Because I got this, maybe 6 months ago? I don't know. But anyways, I basically just wanted to have some fun with these palettes and see what color combinations I will get. There are 48 shadows between the three palettes, and the color stories I would say are quite diverse, so I could get something really cool or just a really weird color story with the 5 I randomly draw. I have this guy, which is the Blueberry Muffin palette, so it's very cool toned blue and brown, rosy brown kind of color story. Then we have Lost in Los Angeles, which is a lot of pastel-y brights. Yeah, just warms and cools. It has a lot of different colors. And then the Avocado Toast palette, which has a lot of greens, pinks, reds, some yellows. Again, these all have a lot of different colors. I basically have full rainbows with all these combined, ranging from more pastel to more bright to more grungy. So this honestly could end in disaster, but that's the fun of randomly generating things. So I'm going to randomly choose 5 numbers. I guess I should establish what the numbers are. I'm holding these upside down because 2 of them have mirrors and I don't want to make any unnecessary light flashes or whatever, but I'm thinking of doing 1 through 4 and just keep on doing that. So we have 1 through 16 in this palette. So this one's 16 and this one's 1. I'll be counting it normally, but holding it upside down for you guys. And this palette will have 17 through 32, I believe. That's how numbers work. I don't know, I haven't taken a math class in over a semester now, and I don't plan on taking another one. And then we will have 33 all the way to 48, if my math is correct. So I will be randomly generating 5 numbers, and I'm holding my iPad because I film with my phone. I guess let's just do this. I should have got a paper so I can write things down. Okay, so we have 15, 20, is that the same palette? Probably. No, it's not actually. 4, 40, and 1 more. Why are you taking so long? 37. I'm pretty sure that means we have at least 1 shade from each palette, which is nice. I will come back once I figure out what those shadows are. Let's hope for the best. Okay, so I swatched all the shades out, and first I have part of my dry hand, if you can see that. I should have put on lotion, but if I put on lotion now, the swatches would just be weird. So the first 2 shades are from this BH Blueberry Muffin palette because I just went in numerical order to figure things out. And we have the shade Decadent and the shade Fluffy. So interesting that we got 2 neutrals from there. So as you can see, we have Decadent and Fluffy, which makes it a very, like, I guess cool neutral. Moving on to Lost in Los Angeles palette. There's only 1 from this, and it is the shade 902, oh gosh. It is the shade 90210 with this bright pink, which makes it, again, a very cool tone vibe. So I was like, oh, okay, that's like pinky purpley. I think I can work with that. But then I got to the Avocado Toast palette and rolled in lemon pepper, this yellowy green, and Hass. So I'm glad I got shimmers, but they're I think what throws me off, if I didn't have this bright pink, it would have been like a grungy green and purple, which I don't think I would pair this myself, but honestly, I'm kind of digging the purplies with the greens. Stunning. But then there's just like bubblegum pink, and I'm not sure how to incorporate that. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. So I definitely want to put Haas on the lid and then use lemon pepper on the inner corner, maybe the inner part of the lid as well. And I definitely want to use Decadent as the deepening shade. And I'm trying to figure out if I want to use 90210 or Fluffy in the crease. Or a combination of both. I'm not sure if I want to make like a pop of pink on the lower lash line or if I just want to blend the pink with the other shade so it's not so intense. But I'm just gonna get started. I already have eye primer and a bit of like bone colored eyeshadow on my brow bone just to kind of cancel out any discoloration and stuff to brighten it. So I guess I'm just gonna go into Fluffy first and just use it. I don't know how else to use Fluffy other than just kind of as the initial transition shade because it's just like a pale peachy shade. Yeah, I think this color story might actually turn out really cool. Alright, so as you can see, Fluffy is just a very pale, peachy neutral, so not that eventful, but let's just keep going. I'm gonna go in with 90210. Alright, so I think I'm just gonna go straight into Decadent, the very plummy shade. It looks way deeper in the pan, but it has this almost like a blueberry juice kind of color to it, which makes sense because it's the blueberry muffin palette. I think it's a very accurate color for when you cook blueberries and the juice is kind of spread in like the muffin. It's very much that color. This is a very abrupt transition between these pale pastel colors and this deep plum, so we'll see how this goes. I'm a little hesitant to see how this will work because I'm not that great at eyeshadow. I just realized my door's definitely been open this whole time. I'm not even gonna change it now. Alright, so I think that's as good as it's gonna get right now. I don't know, the dark shade didn't blend as well as the lighter shades, and that's probably due to my brushes and just my skill level. But time to go into the greens. I am going to use a wet flat brush to put Haas on the lid. I just always wet my brushes for shadows typically. Or I use a glitter glue. Sometimes I do both. These shades don't really need a glitter glue, especially the shades I'm using in here. When we talk about how stunning that is, I mean, I may be biased because it's green, and I just adore green, but green and purple together I also love. You can't really tell, but my bed has like purple flowers with green leaves, and I just love green and purple. I feel like it's so calming. Even though right here, this is giving me Disney villain vibes, which I also love. Honestly, with the black, Maleficent? Hello? Alright, so before I incorporate that last shade in my inner corners and stuff, I want to clean up under my eyes and do the rest of my face so that I can do my lower lash line. So I will be right back, even though it'll probably be like 30 minutes later in my time, but we'll ignore that. Alright, so 30, who knows how many minutes later, I'm ready to continue my eyeshadow. Also, if you notice I had two like dots on my lower lip, I don't know why. I look like I've been kissed by a vampire. My lips are just dry and weird. My skin's just been really dry lately. And Arizona Air's dry. I don't know why. My skin's just been like really dry. Especially my hands. It's not great. Anyways, I'm thinking I definitely want to use Decadent to add some depth to the lower lash line. But I'm debating which of the lighter shades I should use to blend that out with, if it matters. I don't know, but I'll just continue. I think I'm just gonna use Fluffy to blend out that, just very lightly. So I have this little tiny brush that I wet, so I'll finally incorporate Mr. Lemon Pepper. I don't know why it's a Mr., but there's Dr. Pepper and then Mr. Lemon Pepper. It makes sense, right? Okay, so this is the final look. I decided to go with a kind of dramatic Disney villain vibe because that's kind of the vibe my eyes were giving, so I used the e.l.f. Sugar Plum Series Satin Lipstick. And I think it matches really well with the Decadent shade I had in the crease and lower lash line. So let me know what you think about this eye look and this color story. I was a little bit hesitant at first. I just wasn't exactly sure if it'd work out, but I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, green and purple really work together, and I think I could use this as inspiration to make looks in the future. I especially really love those green shimmers in the Avocado Toast palette, so I'm really glad that I got to use them a bit more. But yeah, let me know if you have BH Cosmetics palettes and your thoughts on them. Hopefully this video was just kind of fun, relaxing, and maybe it inspired you to do a similar thing, either do a bingo yourself or maybe inspired you to do some kind of purpley green look. I feel like I really lucked out because there's a lot of different colors in these palettes, and I could have ended up with some strange combinations. I definitely could do this many times again and end up with endless different combinations. I think this is a good thing to do if you're ever losing inspiration. I have been kind of like, I don't know what to do. So I think this kind of will help my creative juices start flowing again. Now that I have all of these BH Cosmetics palettes, I figured it might be a fun thing to do and just help me enjoy what I have and yeah, just get more inspiration and see the shadows in a different light, because I don't think I would have combined all of the shades from all these different palettes at first glance. It definitely wouldn't have been my first thought, but I am glad that I did because these palettes are really good and I think the colors are really stunning in there. And I'm just rambling, so thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope that you have an amazing day. Bye!